The council chamber of the Galactic Empire was vast, designed to intimidate. Marble-like stone rose in colossal pillars, and glowing banners of 1,000 worlds hung suspended in air. Today, however, even the grandeur of the chamber could not disguise the nervous energy humming within it. The war against humanity had gone poorly. At first, the Empire had believed Earth's people to be a minor nuisance. A death world species, yes, but primitive in numbers, backward in technology compared to the industrial titans of the stars. The high strategists predicted an easy conquest, a few fleets, a show of force, and humans would fold. They were wrong. General Varkesh of the Valen Confederacy, his scales dulled with stress, slammed a clawed hand onto the table. We threw 2 million soldiers into their system. 2 million. And still they resist. What madness drives them? Ambassador Halker of the KLYNN clicked his mandibles nervously. It is not madness. It is persistence. They fight as though the concept of surrender is alien to them. The chamber muttered in agreement. Reports had spread like wildfire, human infantry holding positions long after logic demanded retreat, pilots ramming crippled craft into enemy battleships, even unarmed civilians fashioning weapons out of scrap to harass elite soldiers. The stories should have been propaganda, but the casualty reports confirmed the truth. Yet the true horror had not yet been spoken. Admiral Roker of the Imperial Fleet stood, his voice a gravelly growl. You do not understand. What we've seen so far. He paused, his throat tightening. It is not their strongest. The chamber went silent. What do you mean? Varkesh demanded, his scales flaring. Roker activated the holoscreen. It displayed recordings seized from human transmissions, documentaries, training logs, fragments of history. The gathered aliens leaned in, expecting to see more of the stubborn infantry they had been fighting. Instead, they saw something else. Men and women in strange garb racing across terrain with impossible speed, carrying heavy packs for days on end without collapsing. Naval records of ancient Earth showed wooden ships clashing with cannon fire, where humans fought until vessels sank beneath them. Grainy black and white footage showed wars where entire nations hurled themselves into decades of conflict, surviving destruction that would have broken any other species. History, Roker rumbled, suggests we have not yet faced the full force of humanity's warriors. What we fight now, is their common soldier. The chamber erupted in disbelief. That cannot be, shouted an insectoid minister. You mean to tell us they have greater fighters hidden somewhere? Roker fixed the minister with a cold gaze. Yes. These humans call them special forces. Elite units. Trained to endure conditions no one else can survive. We have not fought them. Not once. Every engagement so far has been against conscripts, volunteers, and militias. The silence that followed was suffocating. General Varkesh's tail lashed the ground. Then why haven't they unleashed them? Why hold back when we threaten their very existence? Roker slowly lowered his gaze. Because they don't think they need to. That realization hit the chamber like a supernova. The humans, outnumbered, outgunned, and supposedly outmatched, had not even bothered to bring their finest into the war. The Empire's fleets bled against mere fragments of their potential. Ambassador Halker whispered, almost reverently, then what happens, when they finally decide they do need them? No one answered. Across the galaxy, rumors spread. Entire fleets began to hesitate before engaging humans. Some generals refused deployment, unwilling to risk their legacies against an enemy who fought with civilians as fiercely as professional soldiers. A quiet dread seeped into the Empire's war machine. And on Earth, far from the frightened eyes of alien rulers, a small group of men and women trained in silence. They climbed frozen mountains without food. They swam rivers in the dead of night. They learned to fight without mercy, not because their planet demanded it, but because their species always prepared for the worst. They had names, Rangers, Commandos, Green Berets, Spetsnaz, SEALs, but to the galaxy, they were still unknown. The humans were not using their strongest. Not yet.